Welcome back. Thom Hartmann here with you, and Wendell Potter is on the line with us. Actually, he will be in just a moment. Let me push the right button. There we go. You're still with us, Wendell?
I sure am.
Okay, just FYI, we run a live chat room while we're on the air, and Sue Nethercutt looked up the poverty levels in the United States. For a family of three, it's $19,090 a year. For a family of two, it's $15,130, and for an individual, it's $11,170. And this is according to the HHS 2012 poverty guidelines. So just FYI for you and for everybody else. So we got a whole bunch of callers here. Let's pick them up. Laura in Chicago, you have a question for Wendell.
Yeah, hi. Hi, Thom. How are you doing?
Great.
And hi, Wendell. I love your work.
Thank you.
I get a lot of emails from a lot of friends of mine, and they're kind of, well put together emails, and it's about how Obamacare is going to force you to vaccinate your children, to take medications that you don't need, is there some kind of hyper enforcement mechanism in this bill? It's such a large bill, I haven't been able to read it all myself, but some kind of where they can get the police in to force you to vaccinate your kids, to kind of adhere to what's considered standard of care in the medical world, but there's a lot of families that don't vaccinate their kids because of all sorts of reasons. There's a lot of people that don't, do what their doctor tells them to do for all sorts of reasons. So is there some kind of hyper enforcement mechanism in this bill?
No, there sure isn't. There's so much misinformation, so much stuff that's being put out there by opponents of Obamacare for political purposes. And keep in mind, that's exactly what we're talking about here. They have no morals at all, but to put stuff out like that scares people, and a lot of people believe that. If they're predisposed to think that Obamacare is a government takeover of health care, which it is not, they'll believe stuff like that. But there's nothing at all, no truth to that, absolutely at all. The major benefits of Obamacare are to protect us against the abuses of the insurance industry that enables us finally to be able to get coverage if we've been turned down in the past, to keep insurance companies from dropping our insurance when we get sick, and many other consumer protections, and also just to make us eligible or help us to get insurance that we can afford from private insurance companies. But no, it does not get anywhere close to in our lives like that, and not even as close to being between us and our doctors as private insurance companies already are. So that's just a bunch of nonsense.
Okay. Gene in Santa Fe, New Mexico. You're on the air with Wendell Potter, wendellpotter.com.
Thanks, you guys, for all the good work. Hey, excuse me, my wife is a public school teacher, so we're on the plan with one of the major carriers here. Of course, I wanted a single-payer plan to come out of all the health care reform, but in the meantime, once the exchanges get up and running, will we be able to just buy a competitive product on the exchange even though our employer or my wife's employer provides something for us? Can we just make that switch because we want to? And then probably this next B part of the question is not part of the plan, but more like what would our unions do? Will the teacher union be able to pay for any of that premium if we are allowed to go over to the exchange?
Well,
that make sense?
Initially, no, you're not going to be able to go to the exchange if you already are eligible to receive coverage through your workplace, and you will be. Now, ultimately, that may change, but the exchanges are for those who have to get their insurance on their own because it's not available to them through their workplace, or they just don't have a job. Ultimately, it will be rolled out to, in fact, it already is, but there is not a requirement, at least in 2014, for small businesses to offer coverage or for the exchanges to be available to small businesses. But that will be in 2015. Small businesses will be able to, they won't be forced to, but they'll be able to get coverage beginning in 2014 or offer coverage to their employees through the exchanges But ultimately, it's possible that large employers will be able to use the exchange, but not at least the next couple of years.
John in Albuquerque, New Mexico, listening on KABQ. You're on the air with Wendell Potter.
Well, this is a good follow-up. I'm self-employed on COBRA insurance, and I'm paying over $400 a month in premiums. That's about 15% of my income. And then on top of that, it's a high deductible policy. Well, I didn't pay any taxes last year, and I don't expect to pay taxes this year. What does that mean for me in terms of getting help buying insurance next year?
Well, one of the things to keep in mind is that if you're unemployed, you will get help from the federal government to help you pay premiums.
I believe he said John, you're self-employed. Is that what you said?
Self-employed.
Self-employed.
Right.
Underemployed.
Yeah. The tax credits are often referred to as refundable tax credits. While you may not pay any taxes, you will still get the benefit of tax credits to help you pay for coverage, and it'll just be something that is worked out by the IRS. But even if you didn't pay taxes last year, that doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to take advantage of this. A lot of people don't actually pay taxes.
Because the tax credit is the government writing you a check rather than simply reducing your tax responsibilities.
Right, and as I said before, I think the mechanics of that will be that the subsidy will go to the insurance company that you choose on the exchange, rather than coming as.
And John's other question was, how does he know that he'll be eligible for a subsidy?
Well, when the marketplaces go online on October the 1st, there'll be a calculator. You'll be able to plug in what your income is, and that's how you know. You'll be able to plug in your income, and it'll let you know if you are going to be eligible for Medicaid in your state, and that will be a way for you to apply or enroll in Medicaid if you are eligible. If not, if you are earn more than Medicare eligibility, then you will determine what kind of subsidies you can get. It's a sliding scale subsidy. It depends on how much your income is. Up, as we said before.
So the calculator will just kick that number back out to you when you put in your costs. Okay, Mark,
you don't have to do the math yourself. You can.
Okay, Mark in Aurora, Colorado, listening on AM 760. You're on the air with Wendell Potter, Mark.
Yeah, I may have gotten part of my question answered already. So if an employer already offers a plan, even if it's astronomically expensive, you still would not be able to go into the exchange?
If you are getting your coverage through a large employer, that's correct, during the first years anyway.
Even if your employer is making you pay much of the cost, Wendell?
Well, yeah, it's like $1,100. There's 4 of us that are at the company, and no one can afford the plan.
Well, if it's a small business, then I think that you probably can go to the exchange. Okay. It's not available to large businesses at this point. But yes, it is available. It will be available, I think, to people who are who can't afford the coverage that they're currently getting.
Yeah, because I'm buying my own now because it's like half the price.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I think that you would continue to be able to do it on your own
through the exchange. Okay,
yeah,
great.
We'll just have to see how the mechanics of that work, but I think that's correct.
Yeah. Ted in Arvada, Colorado, listening on AM 760. You're on the air with Wendell Potter.
Great. Hi, Wendell. My question revolves around the subsidy and the amount of the subsidy. I'm a broker here in Colorado, and we have a calculator up on the exchange website out here. We're going to have a very good exchange out here with many carriers participating. Yep. And are you familiar with the Kaiser Family Foundation calculator and/or the Berkeley calculator that is out there, Wendell?
Yeah, I am. I'm not. I don't have it in front of me, but yes, I am familiar.
Do you know if they're accurate, or have you looked at that in detail?
I'm very familiar with the Kaiser Family Foundation and the work that they do. Okay. I would say that it's probably pretty reliable. Again, when we get right down to being able to access the exchanges on October the 1st, that's when you will have the absolute definitive answer when you are able to do it.
The question I had was, here in Colorado, the rates have finally been basically finalized for, the major carriers that are going to participate in the exchange and off exchange. And, they came in much lower than what was expected for individuals and or, the self-employed small business, which is what I deal with. So, for example,
we're just about out of time, Ted. Quick question.
You got two 40-year-olds and two kids. Humana would insure them for about $750, but they would be due about $800 in exchange benefit, which would zero out their payable amount. Is that accurate?
It could be accurate. I guess some people, yes, will not have to pay, depending on their income and the size of their families. The subsidies will be sufficient to pretty much cover the cost of the premium.
Great. Ted, thank you for the call. Wendell, stick around.